Hello folks, I hope you're having a great day today. Hey, today I want to do something a little different. It's not something that plays into my channel in any way, shape, or form. It's just an aside, so I'm not publishing it on my normal publishing schedule of Sunday or, a Tuesday where I will publish a Weird Tales review, Sunday or Thursday where I do my normal reviews, or Wednesday where I do my HD talk. I'm actually just going to publish this on Friday. Here in a couple of days after I record this. Now, I want to talk to you about it. Some people have noticed I wave my hands around a lot when I do my videos, and they have noticed the black ring around my middle finger. And so I do want to talk about being asexual as on this video. I'm somebody who identifies as asexual. This is not a surprise for people who know me, but I'm not. So it's hard to come out as an asexual, at least from my perspective. I'm not changed. I'm not attracted to different people than normal, at least not in my case. So I'm going to talk to you about what being asexual means, at least to me, and how that identifies with it and what that means. And everybody who's asexual is different. I haven't met another person who's asexual whose asexuality is the same. So I'm happy to kind of talk with you about that and unpack that with you and engage you with that further. But here, let's go ahead and get started. So what do I mean when I say something's asexual? To my mind, somebody is asexual if they are not sexually attracted to anybody. And that's pretty much it. Now, different people may have different levels of that. Like there are people that I've known who are asexual who may be sexually attracted to maybe a handful of people. There are people out there called demisexuals who may be attracted to people, but only if they've had long-term committed relationships with that person. There are people out there who are asexual who are actively having sex because of a number of other. They may not be sexually attracted to their partners, but there might be a number of reasons for that, so forth. So there's different levels of asexuality, and if you identify as asexuality or ace for short, then that's fine. It's not a problem. Happy to talk with you about that further. But many asexuals will wear a sort of black band around the ring. So see how I got this black band around it's kind of this symbol. Now, there's no like canonical, this is the one that you should wear. So the one that I wear is actually an under ring for a wedding ring. It's intended to be kind of, in case you have a bigger wedding ring than your ring, it's supposed to be kind of an under ring for it. I like that. I think that's because I'm never going to wear a wedding ring, right? So for me, it's kind of fun. So I kind of like the kind of in-joke of that, but there you are. But anyway, what does it mean for me and my personal asexuality? So for me, I'm still cisgender. I was born male. I identify as a guy. I identify as a bachelor. I do male things. I've enjoyed sports, football. You've seen me wearing Jacksonville Jaguars jerseys on this channel. I love sports. I love those sorts of things. I love traditionally guy things. I grew up hunting, southern West Virginia. I had my first gun. It was a shotgun when I was age 10. I was a member of the NRA. I'm a conservative, traditional guy with a lot of traditional sort of, conservative guy values in the sense that I like things like, now I am kind of somebody who respects people. I respect women. I respect men. I've always been somebody who's pushed back against guys who go a little bit too far in their guyhood. But I've always been somebody who's embraced being a male. I'm also somebody who is not attracted to men. I've never been attracted to men. Being asexual is not the first step on a journey to being gay. Much like sometimes my understanding from having conversations with some of my gay friends, a lot of times gay guys who started off, who originally telling people that they were straight, would initially say that they were bisexual as kind of the first step in revealing, in understanding and revealing that they were gay. And while there are some guys who are truly bisexual, there are some guys who identify as bisexual, but it's kind of the first step to their path to becoming gay and fully understanding who they are. And everybody's kind of different with that. For me, that's not the case. I'm not asexual, and now the next one's going to be, actually, but I've been attracted to guys. I never realized it. I've never been attracted to a guy, either sexually or romantically. But I have been attracted to women romantically, and I've been attracted to lots of women romantically. I've been in all women relationships. That's why I call myself cisgender. I was born a guy. I still identify as a guy. I was born male. I identify as a boy. as a man, as a male, with all the normal sort of identifiers that brings about with it, from being a nerd and loving things in the nerd world to, leading in relationships. I buy things for the woman. I don't let her buy things. I'll open the door up for her. Those sorts of things, right? I take a more leading role in my relationships. And I have been in relationships with women, but not many. And I haven't been in any long-term relationship. I haven't even dated in the last 8 or 9 years. So again, I am romantically attracted to women. I will have sort of a romantic sort of feeling for them, but I'm not sexually attracted to them. So that's kind of where I am as an asexual. That's what it means for me. I'm just not, and so that's what asexual and being an ace means for me as a guy who's a cisgender guy. Now, again, it's not a key part of my identity. If you were to ask me, if you were to do a little challenge and you were to say, okay, Abe, what are your 5 core values that you are your identities? They would be the fact that I'm a bachelor, I'm a Christian, I'm a West Virginian, and so on. I'm a nerd. And I am a nerd Christian. And I'm afflicted with Huntington's disease. Those would be my 5 key factors. You're not going to see my sexual orientation as somebody who's asexual in there, who's not attracted sexually to people. It's not one of my key 5 identities. Now, moving out, like, would it be like maybe 8 or 9 or 10? Yeah. And part of that's probably because I'm cisgender. I'm not somebody who identifies as female and is transitioning. I'm not somebody who has a different form. I'm not gender fluid. I'm not two-spirit, right? I'm just a cisgender guy who's not attracted to anybody, but who is romantically attracted to people of the opposite gender, much like a traditional sort of guy would, who's not, So that's why I don't really. It's not a major key identifier for me, but it is true. And now there are a few things that are not true. This is not a phase. I'm not growing out of it. I'm 43. This is not something I'm going to grow out of. It's not something that's going to happen later on in my life. It's been like this for a while, right? I've not, I'm talking about this now with you, but it's not been a secret, right? I've talked with people that have been asexual in the past. This is not a secret part of my identity. And another thing, this is not an imbalance in my mind. I don't need to get something fixed. There's nothing medically wrong with me. There are other people who aren't sexually attracted to people either that are out there. They're asexual too, on different levels. So again, some people might be attracted to some people, or a handful of people, or people that are in long-term relationships with. But the general group of people that like myself that identify as asexual, or people just aren't attracted to anybody at all sexually. Now, some might not be attracted romantically either. I'm just letting you know that I am. I am attracted to women romantically, and have been in long-term loving romantic relationships with them, where I'm, doing everything from buying them flowers, taking them out to dates, going out, to movies, that sort of thing, and having long-term relationships. But again, I haven't for a long time. And again, it's just a part of my asexuality. And you see my asexuality even in my relationships with them too. But yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it to you there. I don't talk about it too long. Again, it is a part of my identity, so I'm happy to lead with it and open that up to you for conversations. If you weren't familiar with asexuality, I'm happy to have that conversation with you. If there's any questions you have, I'm happy to ask them. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front, I don't ask questions about people's sex lives, so I'm not going to answer any on this either. Right? I'm a polite and civil person. I'm not going to ask somebody, hey, do you watch porn? Do you masturbate? Who do you have sex with? I don't ask those questions of anybody else. Please don't ask them of me. I know sometimes when somebody is different, that's the obvious questions that we start to ask. But if you wouldn't ask it of a coworker, don't ask it of me. I'm not going to answer it anyway. But anyway, there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you with it if you want. But I'm happy to talk with any questions you have or anything you wanted to talk about. I'm more than happy to engage within them. Any topics below. If you like this video, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. I will be doing a video later on about living with Huntington's disease, which is something I'm afflicted with, and as somebody who's asexual, because I do think that there's a benefit to it. Being HD is, I think there's something that I've always wanted, which I think is easier to sacrifice because I'm asexual, which I'll talk about in that video. And then finally, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your day. We all have such busy days, busy lives, right? So the fact that you spent this time with me It's very humbling, and I appreciate that so much. So thanks again, and have a good one.